Hello, welcome to episode 3 of my hat drawing series. This time I'm doing full hat drawing. The main focus of the practice I'm doing right now is studying planes of the hat and features, in preparation for better rendering, which I'll get to in a bit. By the way, here I'm following along the demos from Michael Hampton's hat drawing and construction course from Proko, which I've been learning from lately. After working through the demos, I moved on to photo reference studies. For the last 2 months, I haven't done much full hat drawings and mainly focused on basic hat construction and features, so getting back to it is definitely a bit of a challenge. I was feeling a little tense and also erased a lot. This is actually the second time I'm doing this course. Since I like the course, I think it may be a good idea to share it here. So here I am. Going through the course again wasn't just repetition, it was absolutely worth it. This time I grasped some concepts more clearly and my understanding of planes and anatomy feels more ingrained. It was also a great reminder of how important it is to go back to the basics. I've now taken a couple hat drawing courses, including Proko's own hat drawing course. Every time I go back to the basics, I learn something new, so I think I'll keep revisiting the fundamentals. Fast forward to the next day, I always start with some circles and lines to warm up. Then I did one more construction study before jumping onto some fun two-value rendering. These studies were quite challenging. I kind of hated doing them, but also enjoyed. I feel like they've taken my hat construction to the next level. Alright, here's the more fun part, two-value studies. I'll be taking what I've learned about planes and applying to these drawings. I also switched to ballpoint pen because I was getting tired of erasing so much. Anyways, although I wasn't drawing out all the construction and contour lines like before, I was really thinking about them as I drew, envisioning how the planes turn and how they affect light and shadow. The most important step in a two-value study is shadow mapping, essentially drawing the edge where light and shadow separate, then filling in the shadow area with a single tone. This is where studying planes and anatomy really comes into play. When you understand how the planes turn, you can train your eyes to see values changes more clearly. This knowledge also helps when designing your own shadow shapes to make the drawing more visually appealing. Instead of just blindly copying the photos, you make it look even better. There's also a whole other topic of edge control, basically how hard or soft the edges are. Is it a crisp, defined line or a softer, more gradual transition? I'll show how I practice that later in the video, so stick around for that. I've been learning to draw for more than 2 years now, but I kept putting off value studies until now. I feel like I'm finally ready to get more serious about them. And I'm really happy that I'm moving forward. This portrait is from a photo of a monk, which has some unique characteristics, like his big ear and a dimple. This year, I also wanted to diversify my reference choices. I've been mostly drawing young people since it's easier, but going forward, I want to challenge myself with faces that have more characteristics. So if you're also learning drawing or any other new skills, I would encourage you to join me to step out of the comfort zone. I really enjoyed drawing this one and I think it's one of my favorites from these practices. I also squeezed in some ear studies since I didn't get to do them last time when I did feature studies. I forgot to record the first one, but I think its overall shape is a little off. The next two turned out better, in my opinion. Now I'm switching back to pencil, because let's be real, sometimes you just need to correct your own mistakes with more mistakes. No, I'm kidding. I just feel like I needed to be able to correct myself at this point to practice more effectively. Here's another challenge to myself with a more aged face. It was really fun to draw. For all these studies, I'll stick to only 2 values. Sometimes it can be tempting to go beyond 2 values, but I believe that solid 2-value studies are the foundation for fully rendered drawings. For now, my focus is on building mileage, drawing as many 2-value studies as possible instead of spending all my time rendering a single piece. These are practices, not meant to be finished drawings. Also, a quick tip on choosing photo reference for value studies. If you're just starting out, it's best to go with black and white photos that have a single, strong light source. This makes it much easier to distinguish light from shadow. Try to avoid photos with flat or multiple light sources, as they can be hard to study. Now onto a new day. The first hat I draw every time I start practicing always turns out a little weird. With this one, the overall shape and proportion kind of feels off, but I can't quite figure out exactly what's wrong. Just like working out, I need some time to warm up. Next, I switch to colored pencils. Still sticking to 2 values, but using colorful fun. I started with a quick pencil lay-in, then refined the features and contours in colored pencil, mapped out the shadow, and then filled them in with a single tone. Same as before. The only difference is that earlier I was hatching the shadows, but now I'm filling them in completely. As for the hair, yeah, that was a bit of a failure. I still don't really know how to draw hair properly. There's still so much to learn, but I'm up for the challenge. Alright, let's also talk YouTube for a bit. I'm still really new to this and still experimenting with different video formats. In my last video, I actually spent more time editing than drawing, which at this stage of my life and art journey probably isn't the best use of my time. I have a 9-to-5 job, my free time is pretty limited, and I do think spending more time on actual drawing is a way to go, as it is the foundation of this channel anyways. That's why for this video, I decided to keep things simple, just time-lapse video with minimal editing. In the future, when I improve and the timing feels right, I'd like to create videos with higher production quality, maybe even step-by-step tutorials. But for now, I want to keep it simple and sustainable, so I can focus on improving my art while continuing to share it here. I'd really appreciate your feedback. Let me know in the comments what content you would like to see and how I can make it better. Your input would be super helpful for me and my channel growth. Okay, let's go back to the drawing and talk about edge control now. Basically, it is how crisp or soft an edge looks in your drawing. For the area I'm working on right now, the edge on the left is casted by the nose, and the edge on the top is casted by the brow ridge. Both are hard edges. That's typically the case with cast shadows. They stay sharp unless the shadow moves further away from the object, where it starts to soften. The edges I'm working on are form shadows, which are much softer. Form shadows are created by gradual plane changes, kind of like how shadow wraps around a cylinder. I haven't really used the stump for blending before, so my techniques are rough. Some of my earlier shadow mapping lines are still visible, and the transitions aren't as smooth as I'd like. I'll probably check out some YouTube videos to learn how to use it properly, but you get the idea. Thanks for sticking around. Let's now take a look at all the drawings together. I had a lot of fun with these drawings and I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my previous episodes to catch up how I practice basic head constructions and features. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!